This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. For a free 10-day unlimited trial, visit lynda.com/MacVoices. MacVoices is in Las Vegas for NAB. I'm Chuck Joyner. We're in the Sticky booth talking to Andrew about what Sticky does. Andrew, it's great to have you. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Sticky, I'm walking by and I'm looking at the demo, and it looks like a very cool demo, and the more we talk, the more excited I get about this. Tell us about Sticky.
Oh, thank you so much. So Sticky's focus is on interactivity and engagement. And our core is being able to take things like a video and make it interactive. So in theory, we could take a website that has thousands of videos and with one line of code, make them all interactive. So we can take these billions of hours of pre-recorded video content, not even talking about live right now, just existing content, and make it interactive. So it keeps on becoming more and more relevant as people engage with it.
Okay, now that sounds like a lot of buzzwords, but let's talk about the nuts and bolts of this. So people come to my site, they start playing one of my interviews, and what options do they have with Sticky?
So as you can see here in the background of the video, what you have here are interactions. And so essentially, you can watch a video and add interaction along the timeline, beginning of a conversation. It could be a question, it could be an answer, it could be a comment or a tip, depending on what's allowed by the owner of the content. And essentially that becomes the starting point of a conversation that unfolds along the timeline. And here, you'll actually see some of that happening, where you can, as the timeline unfolds, you're watching the video, things will pop up when and where they're relevant, that you can then add to, you can join in the conversation, becoming part of the community building the content around that video.
But this doesn't have to be real time. I can publish this video at 9 a.m., somebody can comment it on 2 a.m. the next morning, and I get notified that there's a comment, a question, or whatever?
Absolutely, that's the beauty of it. There does not require anybody to be there live making this happen. This content is evergreen. So it is essentially a time-shifting a conversation around that video content. These conversations become relevant as the video keeps being watched more and more and more. So 3 months from now, it's still as relevant as it was today. And it potentially just gets better and better as more people contribute to it.
So people can put in questions, comment, even maybe supply some answers to other people's questions.
It all depends on the owner of the content, what they allow and what they don't allow. There's all sorts of moderation abilities, or you can let the crowd create their own moderation, essentially. And so as soon as there's a new interaction along the timeline, anybody involved in the conversation is going to get notified, and they're going to get brought back to the video where they can then keep the conversation going.
Right, so let's talk about how this is actually implemented. You say one line of code. Tell me about the one line of code.
Yeah, so essentially it's a JavaScript, it's a snippet. For example, if you have a website with many, many videos, you could add that one line of code to your header of your site, and instantly all the videos are now interactive. And the back end of our system is where you set what things look like, what people are allowed to do, the social sharing abilities, maybe what your logo looks like on the site. All the things you'd want to be able to control to make sure that the experience reflects your brand, your web system, the conversations you want to have with your audience.
So unfortunately, I have to ask this question because the world is not full necessarily of nice people. How do people go about having the capability of commenting? Do they register, or do they have some other ID that they sign in with?
So that's very much up to the content creator, the owner of the system. You can do a social media login such as Facebook or Google+. You can pass any kind of authorization or a login system in through our platform. You can just ask that people register on the fly. So you have a lot of control over how you want that to work, and we let you make those decisions for yourself.
Okay, this is nice. How about the back end, where we're talking about all these options that I have? How sophisticated do I have to be to operate this and do what needs to be done?
Thanks, that's a great question, and you don't have to be very sophisticated. Really, this is point and click, so there's an interface to make this look cool. If you can change colors and throw up a picture online, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think even I can handle that. Okay, so what kind of pricing are we talking about? This can't be cheap, I wouldn't think.
So we scale all the way up and down the spectrum. It very much depends on where you're putting it and how it's going to be used, but we're meant to be affordable really to everybody. We want this to be how everybody's using video to interact and build their communities online. So if there's something that fits, I encourage you to contact us. We're happy to work something that works for you. But this is all meant to drive ROI. We're all struggling to get more interactivity, engagement, and monetize what we're doing. And this is built absolutely for the marketer. And we want to make you more powerful in what you're doing. So this really can go up and down within anybody's budget.
Okay, so it could be for the individual video blogger, or it could be up to corporate video.
Absolutely. We have and will have plans to meet everybody's budget.
Great. Where do people go to learn more and maybe contact you and add it to their website?
Yeah, thank you so much. So you can see more at juststicky.com, JUSTSTICKY. Contact us. We're very happy to run demos for you, explain more how it works. We already integrate with a number of video platforms, and I'll add that we don't require you to change where you host your videos, whether it's YouTube or somewhere else. We just layer right on top. So we are location agnostic, video specific. We will just add all this fun to your existing video content.
It's a great idea. I'm looking forward to finding out more and playing with it.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Folks, MacVoices will have more from NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.